Después de 12 años representando el distrito 1 de Nueva York en la Casa de Representantes, el demócrata Tim Bishop una vez más busca ser reelegido como congresista de este distrito, que incluye partes del condado de Suffolk, entre las que se encuentra la mayoría de Smithtown, Brookhaven, Riverhead, South Hall, Southampton, East Hampton y Shelter Island. Este año, Bishop se enfrenta al senador estatal Lee Zeldin, un abogado veterano de guerra con puntos de vista muy conservadores en asuntos de gran importancia para la comunidad latina, como lo es la reforma migratoria. En entrevista exclusiva con Noticia, Bishop, quien se desempeñó por casi 30 años como administrador en el sector educativo, habló sobre algunos de los temas claves para las elecciones de noviembre. Frente al tema económico, Bishop se mostró pesimista frente a la posibilidad de que la Casa de Representantes apruebe un aumento del salario mínimo a $10.10 por hora. El congresista indicó que esto se debe a la oposición del Partido Republicano, el cual es mayoría en esta Cámara. Bishop indicó que por su parte propuso una petición de descargo para que se pudiera votar sobre este tema sin la aprobación del liderazgo republicano, pero aún no cuenta con apoyo necesario.
I offered a discharge petition for the minimum wage, and it has 195 signatures on it, all Democrats. Not a single Republican has signed it, and so I'm very pessimistic as to the possibilities of us considering an increase in the minimum wage, no matter how justified it is.
Bishop aseguró que la antipatía partidista que actualmente reina en la Casa de Representantes no ha permitido que se avancen temas de importancia para los estadounidenses. En vez de esto, los esfuerzos de esta Cámara aún se centran en derogar leyes ya aprobadas por el Congreso.
I mean, we voted 52 times in the House of Representatives to eliminate the Affordable Care Act, which is now law. Republicans vote for that, Democrats vote against that. 52 times in the last 4 years? We've voted that.
El congresista indicó que en los 12 años que ha servido como representante del Distrito 1, jamás había visto una división tan marcada entre representantes republicanos y demócratas, algo que sin duda ha afectado el trabajo del Congreso en los últimos años.
When the Democrats were the majority party in the House of Representatives, we worked cooperatively with the president on important things like energy legislation. That's all gone now. Republicans do not work cooperatively with President Obama on anything, and they don't seem to have a positive agenda. Their agenda is what can they cut, what can they stop doing, what can they block. There's no positive agenda that says here's what we're going to do to help improve the lives of the people we represent. And that's very, very dispiriting. And the other thing that I would say is dispiriting is that we can no longer prosecute our differences, if you will, with civility and with a recognition that we all have the same goal. There's a level of anger, there's a level of contempt right now, I would say in the Republican Party towards people who think the way I do and think the way a lot of my colleagues do, and we're just not going to get anything done if that's the approach that people take to the job.
Bishop aseguró que en el actual panorama, la mejor manera en la que considera que puede trabajar para servir a las personas a las que representa es a través de la prestación de servicios individuales a nivel local. El congresista asegura que su equipo de trabajo ha ayudado a aproximadamente 17,000 personas a resolver problemas en diversos temas.
And we have a casework staff, a constituent service staff in our district office that is second to none. We have someone who works full-time. All she does all day, every day is immigration. She's phenomenal at it. We have another person, all she does all day, every day is military and veterans affairs. She's phenomenal at it. We have another person who spends his time working on issues having to do with Social Security, Medicare, housing, things of that type. He's phenomenal at it. So we've been able to solve individual problems for now going on 17,000 of our constituents, and I'm very proud of that. I think it's the most impactful work that a member of Congress can do.
Frente al tema migratorio, que nuevamente ha cobrado importancia debido a la crisis humanitaria que ha originado la llegada de miles de niños indocumentados provenientes en su mayoría de Centroamérica, Bishop se mostró pesimista frente a la posibilidad de que la Casa de Representantes apruebe una reforma migratoria comprensiva. El congresista se mostró preocupado por las recientes medidas aprobadas en esta Cámara en referencia a este tema, las cuales incluyeron un proyecto de ley que incluye modificaciones a la Ley de Protección a las Víctimas de Tráfico Humano del 2008, con el objetivo de agilizar los procesos de deportación de los menores que recientemente han ingresado al país. Asimismo, Bishop se mostró preocupado por otra ley para derogar la Orden Ejecutiva de Acción Diferida que le ha permitido a los jóvenes indocumentados que llegaron al país siendo niños la posibilidad de contar con un estatus temporal y un permiso de trabajo.
I would be stunned if there was action on immigration in the House before the election, and frankly, I would be stunned if there was any action before January when the new Congress is sworn in, and even then I don't know. I think the Republican majority in the House has shown themselves to be a decidedly anti-immigrant party, and I think they showed that dramatically and quite forcefully that last week of July of 2014, 4 weeks ago, whatever it was. And I don't know how they change overnight. That's who they are.
La llegada de más de 2.000 niños indocumentados en meses recientes a Long Island y a los sentimientos antiinmigrantes que esta situación ha generado, el congresista indicó que en su mayoría la llegada de estos niños no genera consecuencias negativas para los residentes de la isla, aunque puede generar algunos problemas para los distritos escolares.
We have, I think, something like 70 or 80 school districts in Suffolk County. If they are distributed somewhat broadly, then I don't think there would be significant negative consequences. The school districts should be able to absorb them. If heavy concentrations of them were in particular areas, I don't know, maybe Brentwood, maybe Bellport, I mean, I don't know where they would be. Though that could be a problem in terms of the school's ability to accommodate it and how they would afford the services that they would have to provide. The disease question is out there, but that ought to be easily disposed of. Every single child who's come into the country has been screened extensively for disease. And so if they are being put in a position where they're being released to the home of a parent or guardian or family member, they've already been screened. They are not carrying disease. So that's a concern that people have that we should be able to set aside. The gang member concern is less easy to set aside. I mean, there's no screening to determine whether somebody's a gang member or not. But for the most part, these are kids. These are, 8, 10, 11-year-old kids who are simply trying to escape an intolerable situation so they have a shot at a better life. So I don't think the gang concern is as real as people think it is.
Bishop se mostró renuente a dar una opinión sobre su contendiente y le dejó a los electores ese trabajo. Sin embargo, al pedirle que indicara por qué merecía ser reelecto, el congresista aseguró que muchas de las cualidades necesarias con las que debe contar un representante al Congreso, su opositor no las tiene.
What we need more members, frankly, like me, members who are willing to set aside party differences, not approach issues from an ideological perspective, but approach them from a pragmatic, problem-solving perspective, and to be willing to partner with people who think differently, but we can find common ground on certain subjects and move things forward. From what I've seen of Lee Zeldin, and particularly some of the people that he's chosen to surround himself with, Lee Zeldin does not strike me as a person who's willing to set aside partisan differences and willing to set aside ideological differences.